Up, everyone? Good morning. Happy Sunday. Unfortunately, it's not as happy Sunday for the Liverpool. I can't talk this morning, guys. What's going on? All right, Liverpool drew with Brighton yesterday, 3-3. It was an unfortunate draw, especially because Liverpool had come back from 2 goals down to end up tying and then eventually going ahead 3-2, and they end up dropping it with Leandro Trossard getting his hat trick at the end of the match. This game had a lot of indications for a comeback because the Reds hadn't started the season out very hot. And unfortunately, it didn't turn out that way. We ended up drawing, giving up 3 goals in the process. A lot of shaky stuff going on at the back. We're going to talk about all that today. What is going on to everyone? Good morning. Guys, I do apologize about the quality of the stream. It's probably not the best at this point in time. Please give me feedback on it. I'll try to fix it throughout. I've put my phone on airplane mode and things like that. Good morning to Liz. Good morning to Inglese, Ryan Johnston. What's going on to Dermot in the chat here? Guys, this show is going to be about you. Okay, we're going to look at the Premier League table a little bit. We'll talk about goals conceded. We'll talk about the defense because I know everyone wants to talk about the defense. We'll talk about Allison a little bit as well. But I want to know what you guys think about the match yesterday. Yeah, I know it's a little laggy. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Guys. So, hey, if you're able to stick with me through this, then you guys are legendary, okay? But look, yesterday should not be a 3-3 draw. We should have not let up 2 goals in the first 20 minutes of that match. We should have not played as uncommitted and as lazy and as we just did not play well yesterday. Okay, and here's what I think the issue is for Liverpool. There's no urgency in the squad. There's no urgency defending. There's no urgency attacking. And that's never more apparent than when you look at the lack of waves of attack, right? So Liverpool tend to generally attack a lot in the first 20 minutes. That's usually what happens. We have tons of waves of attacks. We get plenty of chances in the first 20 minutes, and generally that's when we try to score the most goals. Yesterday, I didn't see any of that. I actually saw Brighton controlling the match for the first 15 minutes. We didn't even get a bout of possession until the 15th minute. Not even a bout of possession until the 15th minute. By that time, Brighton had pretty much scored 2 goals already. So, hey, there's that. All right. But what is happening to our defense? Okay, I think I know what's happening. Tony Madden left a comment. I know Tony's I'm not sure if Tony's working today. I don't think he's working. But either way, Tony left a comment on the video yesterday on the match reaction, bringing up a good point. And I listened around and I was trying to figure out what the actual problem is. We're losing the midfield battle, which is leaving our defense open and exposed. But what's actually happening is that we don't have the players to cover our fullbacks anymore, right? When Oldham left, Hendo's not really doing it anymore. But when Harvey Elliott starts, he's not doing it as much, right? So let me give you an example, okay? Trent pushes forward on the pitch like he always does. Usually Hendo, Wijnaldum, Elliott, Thiago, whoever's filling in on that spot should fill in at right back, correct? Okay? That's not happening anymore. That space is exposed. And then as soon as the opposition gets on the counterattack, they're making through balls through that area. And then that leaves Matip or Gomez or whoever's playing at the center back spot open and exposed. And they have to come out and defend that area because Trent's backtracking, our midfield's backtracking. And so now there's this huge gap between the center backs. And what happens then? You have runners getting in between the center backs. You have runners getting in behind Matip. You have runners getting in behind Van Dijk. So you have low crosses across the 6-yard area. And what happens? Good God, this is really bad. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. This is a really, really bad quality stream. I'm positive, right? I'm gonna try to stay positive with this. After a draw, I know it's the fourth draw. All right, I know it's the fourth draw, and I know you guys don't want to do this, but we're gonna look. I'm gonna look at it anyway. We have 2 wins, 4 draws, and a loss. Okay, the draws aren't necessarily that bad, and let me put it in context for you. Okay, Man City and Tottenham both have 2 draws. Okay, but they also have 5 wins, right? What's very concerning to me is the number of goals let up. Whoops. Did not want to do that. What's very concerning to me is the number of goals let up. Okay. Let up 9 goals, guys. We've let up 9 goals. Everton haven't allowed up 9 goals. Okay. West Ham tied with 9 goals. But all these top half teams, okay, Arsenal 8, Man City 6, Brighton 8, Man United 8, Newcastle 8. That's something for me. We don't usually let up 9. I mean, that's a lot of goals, guys. We do have 18 goals for, but let's completely disregard that because of the 9 goals against Bournemouth. So our goal difference is essentially 0. Our goal difference is essentially 0. Where I'm feeling positive about this is that we're only 9th. Doesn't it kind of seem like we're playing down at the bottom of the table? Doesn't it seem like we should be? I can't believe Leicester. Oh my God, guys, I can't believe Leicester. We won't talk about that. Doesn't it seem like we should be down here with the Villas and the West Hams and the Southamptons? Doesn't it feel like that? It does. But fret not. We're right here. We are 9th in the table. We're 9th in the table, which is by no means good. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But it could be much, much worse. And we have a game in hand on most of the teams around us. So, guys, look at this. If we win against Chelsea, we automatically jump at least into 7th place. Okay. Man United have 2 games in hand, but they're playing today. So they'll essentially just have 1. So think about it that way. Now, let's go over to the chat and let's see. Liz says, we're terrible in defense in the box, even without tracking back. It has been that way, Liz. It's been that way all season. It's unfortunate. All right, yeah, I'm sorry. I'll take away the table. I'll take away the table, guys. But look, I'm positive. I'm trying to be positive. If we can't look at the table and analyze it, I just feel like this happens to us. Whether it's with injuries or not, we have periods of this over the last few seasons. A lot of times it's been due to injuries. A lot of times it's been due to playing midfielders at center back. I personally am not upset with the team. I'm sad and concerned because, guys, we're not really in a title race anymore. I think we'll get top 4, but we're in a top 4 race now. So I think we have to prioritize that. We have to prioritize just clawing our way back to top 4. Champions League, we're doing fine. You know, it's unfortunate we lost the first match, but we did win the second by the skin of our teeth, right? But that's football. That's football. You got to roll with the good times and you got to take the bad times on the chin. Liverpool have been good for so long, guys. So long. We're just going through a rough patch. Inglese here says, I'm not positive. The team looks jaded, old, and predictable. And I do agree with you. I do agree. I'd like some fresh legs out there. But at the same time, right, Thiago, Hendo, Fabinho. That is a slow midfield. It's a slow midfield. It's not a bad midfield, though, by any means. But for some reason, we're still losing the midfield battle. Van Dijk, Matip, Samikas, Trent. Not slow, just no urgency. Where I will say I was a little concerned with Carvalho starting up front. Why is Carvalho starting? I don't know. I don't know. And Liz, this kind of builds into what I was saying here. I think Klopp has to make some changes. Something has to give. I think he was trying to do that yesterday. I think Klopp isn't stupid. I think he was actively trying to make some changes. Let's start Samikas. Let's put Carvalho up front. Bobby is the only consistent player we have this season. And Allison. Those are really the only two players that have been consistent, and you wouldn't have thought that Bobby would have been that guy. But going back to Klopp, I think Klopp is trying to make changes. I think Klopp is trying to utilize the youth in his squad whenever he can, i.e., starting Elliott a lot of the time. Carvalho started yesterday. I think, again, I'm optimistic. I just think it's going to take these guys time to adjust. And that's no excuse. I've been on both ends of it. I've been preaching that these players are professionals and they should quickly adapt. They should quickly get it. But at the same time, now I'm saying that they need time to adjust, which they do. I think they do. I think Carvalho and Elliott, not even Elliott. I think Carvalho is young, needs a little bit of time. Nunez, he still performs. Guys, he scored over international duty. The kid can play the sport. By the way, my screen time was down 6%, so something's going right for someone. I'm concerned that my biggest fear, there's two biggest fears that I have, is that Jurgen Klopp is in a stage with Liverpool now that he was at the end of his tenure at Dortmund. That is my biggest fear, is that Klopp is making the wrong decisions because he mentally and physically is finished with managing the club. Now, you might say, Kyle, he extended his contract. Why would he do that? Excellent question. I believe he's fine. But my biggest fear is that he can only put in so much. He can only deal with so much behind the scenes. He's been so good for so long. Nobody's perfect. He might be coming to a time where he doesn't have the players that he initially got, right? Look, Mane left. I think Wijnaldum gone. I think we're underestimating how important some of these players Klopp originally brought in are. And Klopp is struggling to adjust to the new players he has. And I'm just going to say it here, okay? Mane and Wijnaldum, two of the very first signings Klopp made. Mane completely changed Liverpool's attack. Completely changed it. Not only that, but he was so versatile. He played on the right wing for a year and a half until we got Salah. Then he played on the left wing for 5 years, and then he finished last season playing center forward. We miss Mane. 2, Wijnaldum, one of the first players he brought in. Wijnaldum, as much as he didn't produce, did everything I was talking about earlier in the show. He goes out and covers the wing areas when our fullbacks get forward. He's an engine in the midfield. He presses. His ball retention was insane. Sure, he wasn't the best scorer, even though I still think he could because he plays more of a forward role for Haaland. We miss a player like that. Now, all of us as fans, we're saying we need to get more creative in the midfield. Point taken. Elliott, Carvalho, Thiago, Keita. Oh, it hurts to say that. All of these players are answering that call, are answering that request. but at what cost? I think the cost is that we don't have that stability in the midfield. What do you think about that? I think I'm spot on with that analysis. Okay. I think there is a trade off when you go for more of an attacking style of play as opposed to a stable midfield, stable defense. Or let me put it this way, when you go for an attacking style midfield, there's a trade off. And I think that's what we're seeing. Let's go over to the chat. Where the hell is Steve? Steve's in a golf tournament today. So everyone wish Steve luck. I'm not sure if he has money on the line or not. But side note, I shot an 85 the other day, so I'm feeling pretty good. All right, Don Ellis says you can't play gegenpressing with 30 somethings. I think you can, but we're not. Dermot here. How did Van Dijk miss connecting with that cross from the last goal? Also, since his injury, it's almost like he's afraid to tackle in case he gets injured. He stands off a lot. And see, everyone would point to the injury. I think he was fine when he came back from the injury initially. Van Dijk has been very poor this season. So is our entire defense. So is Klopp changing something up? Personally, I think it comes down to what I was saying. The fact that we are going, yesterday we didn't, but we have tended to go for a more attacking style midfield. And what that does, when you have an attacking style midfield, you don't have that cover at the fullback spot. So when Trent, as always, pushes up, finds himself in midfield, finds himself linking up with Salah, Matip's pulled out, there's no cover, those spaces get exposed. But Van Dijk, I don't know, dude. You can only be perfect for so long, and he was damn near perfect. Let's go back in the chat here. Will Nabby lad save us? The odds aren't looking pretty good. But Jordan Welch, what's going on? Good to see you. Our spine has had a lot of injuries over the last 2 years, and it's showing. Midfield lacks energy and is slow to the ball. Our front three doesn't press together, and our defense is getting ran through. Everything you just said, Jordan, is accurate. Everything. A few bad results, and suddenly we miss Mane, Genie, etc. Don't buy it personally. So let's go back to this. I don't miss them. That's not what I was saying. I was saying I don't think we realized what they did for us. And now we need to adjust. We haven't learned how to play without them yet. Actually, no. I take that back. We have. We 100% learned how to play without them. But for some reason now, what worked in the past is not working. And I think it's because Klopp has started to play a more attacking midfield. Okay? Our goal scoring isn't the problem. On any given day, you score 3 goals, you should get 3 points. That's just my opinion. Yesterday was one of those days. It sucks we had to battle back, but that's the fact of the matter. In the midfield, if you play Fabinho, Thiago, Elliott, okay? Fabinho is your cleanup guy. Where's your pressing engine in there? There's none. Thiago's not going to press. He's going to give you a slide tackle. He's going to get a yellow card, and then he's going to have to be careful the rest of the match. Elliott's not pressing and winning the ball back. Elliott and Thiago are vision guys. They're link-up guys. So therefore, you have no pressing in the midfield. Elliott's not covering for Trent. Salah's had to get back. Thiago's not covering for Robbo. So this is what I'm talking about. It's left up to a back three of Fabinho, Van Dijk, Matip, Gomez, whoever's there. And they're getting stretched so far that there is so much space that we're exposed and we're giving up goals. That's what I'm saying by missing Wijnaldum. Is that at times where we need that cover, Wijnaldum would be there. That's all I'm saying. Hannah, good morning. Alexi says we absolutely miss Mane and Genie. Yeah. So that's kind of what I was getting at, Alexi. If feel free to go back and watch, but with Elliott and Thiago in the midfield spot, or hell, even yesterday with Hendo historically has done it. Generally, he's been able to go and cover that spot. For some reason, he wasn't doing it yesterday. And then what causes it stretches the back line. Our compact back line, our compact defense is stretched and there's space in behind. And that's what led to the first and the second goals. The first and second goals were because Trent was caught out and one touch football doesn't give our defenders time to adjust and they score. And Glaze say it's evolving, but Hendo Milner are still playing. Thiago ain't getting any younger. A lot of people are going to say Hendo played bad yesterday. Hendo created 2 chances, and those are just the ones I remember. I mean, I thought Hendo was fine, not defensively, but offensively, he created the chance for the first goal, and he created another chance for Bobby. By the way, shout out to Bobby. Holy crap, what a game yesterday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First goal was basically a Hendo assist. Salah ended up getting it, but all right. Dermot here. This team is evolving. Next season, we need maybe 2 midfielders, as Hendo won't start and Milner be gone. Thiago will be a year older. By the way, where has Jones gone? That's another excellent question. I think Jones is injured. That's just what I think. Naby Keita is as good as gone. I'm just going to put that out there into the universe. Naby Keita is as good as gone. Can we afford to wait for Jude Bellingham? I'd argue we need him now. We need something, whether it's a change in attitude, tactical play, or new personnel. The biggest hurdle I have for me, and you guys can put your input in the chat here, all right? I truly believe we have the personnel to be just as good as we were last year. But the Premier League has gotten so competitive. And really, football in general has gotten so competitive. You can't have lapses in effort. The effort has to be there every single day. What I'm seeing is complacency. What I'm seeing are guys that maybe they look a little lethargic. I don't see the urgency that I've seen in past Klopp teams. Maybe you put that down to aging. Maybe you put it down to we need new players. I get that everyone wants to figure it out. Everyone wants to figure out why the hell we're drawing with Brighton, why the hell we're 9th in the table. I get it. I just don't want the team to lose their identity they've worked so hard to build. And what I mean by that is I don't want, which I don't think will happen, but I don't want Klopp and the boys to start getting discouraged and not believing in themselves, because once they stop believing in themselves and their ability, we start to see a very quick downfall. That's what I'm afraid of. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier with Klopp. I don't want Klopp or the players to lose faith in Klopp and his ability to adapt, which he's done very well so far here. I'm afraid that's what I'm seeing. But again, I'm not mad at the team. I'm just afraid that all these little things are happening. So, That's what I got to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. All right. Fab was so slow like a 60-year-old. Fabinho's always been slow. Ryan said, I saw Nabi sitting behind at the bench of the game. Dude, Nabi's been exiled. 100% Nabi's been exiled. And Glace, too many players underperforming. Van Dijk, Trent, Fabinho, Salah, Robertson. Yeah. So Salah, I think Salah has 1 goal and 2 assists, or 2 goals, 2 assists. It's something like that. Bobby's our top scorer. All right. Let me pull up Salah here. I gotta turn off my airplane mode. I'm not gonna say yet that Salah, the new contract, has had an effect. But it looks like it. The man has 2 goals, 2 assists in 6 matches. By his standards, it's a bad return, but it's really not. 4 goal contributions in 6 matches. That's okay. All right, that's okay. Let's look at Diaz. Diaz should have something similar. Maybe 3 assists and 1 goal or something like that. Of course, you're not popping up. While that loads, let's go over to the chat. Robbie Beakberry, what's going on? Teabags for life. What's good? What's up? Trent is 100% complacent. Yes, this is what I was talking about earlier. So thanks for reiterating this. Okay. He's cost us so many goals this season because of his poor positioning and his lack of effort at getting back to defend. I don't want to say that, but I agree. That's what sucks because I love Trent and he has shown us that he can defend. And this season, he's not defending at all. Oh, Liz, don't say that. Kostas off for Milner. I did not like that substitution. All right, so let's look at Diaz here. 3 goals, 1 assist. So I got it backwards. So 4 goal contributions in 7 matches. Bobby has the biggest return. He should have 5 goals, 4 assists. If I remember correctly, after the 2 goals yesterday. Pick them up. Okay, they haven't up. Oh, yes, they have. Okay, 5 goals, 3 assists in 6 matches. 8 goal contributions in 6 matches for Bobby Firmino. 83% of his tackles won. You know what? Bobby is the guy so far this season. Bobby's the guy. Doesn't suck. I love Bobby. I love watching Bobby play. I mean, yesterday was it felt really good for me until the end of the game. But it can't be up to Bobby. I think Bobby turns 31 today. He's 31 years old. It cannot be up to Bobby. Darwin Nunez, Luis Diaz, and Diogo Jota should be the stars of this team right now. Salah too. They should be dude. They're in the prime of their careers. They should be undroppable. And right now we find ourselves struggling to even play Nunez. Nunez played 8 minutes yesterday. And I got to be honest, they weren't good minutes. But hey, let's stay positive here, guys. We're staying positive. We're staying positive. Oh, that's the one we already talked about. Robbie going to kind of transition into Nunez here. Nunez ain't staying for long if he's just getting 5 minutes here and there. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Why? You know, Fabinho, when he got here, he didn't play that much either. Thing that concerns me with Nunez is that Nunez should have hit the ground running. And it sucks, but everybody is going to compare Nunez's performances to Haaland. That's just how it is. Haaland is a problem at Man City. And Darwin Nunez should be a problem here, but he hasn't been. I think it's a confidence thing. I also think it comes down to the red card. I think that played a big. It's all psychological for half of these guys. For Trent defending, the media and the critics are getting to him. It's all up here. It is all up here. We've seen him defend. It's effort and mental stability, mental strength. It's all it is, guys. That's 80% of the sport. The other 20%, you got to actually be able to play it. You have to be mentally strong at this level because everyone's watching you. Everyone wants to criticize you. Hell, look at this channel. Every football channel is literally here just to talk about the players' performances. If I'm Trent, I'm watching all of it. You guys comment on the channel. I read the comments. I want to see what other people think of my performances. You know, Trent is doing the same exact thing, and it's getting to him. It's getting to him. Now look at Darwin Nunez. The critics are getting to him. The red card is getting to him. These guys are young. A lot of these kids don't mature completely until 26, 25, 26. That's when that mental strength is cemented. These guys are kids. I'm not super old. I mean, I'm only 27. But what I'm saying is I don't personally believe I solidified my mental acuity and strength in what I was doing until I was about 25, 26. I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but I really think that's part of it. There hasn't been a lot of criticism surrounding the team because we've been so good. Klopp has taken a lot of the blame if we ever do play bad. But now it's coming down to the players because of the unmistakable performances they've put in. Darwin picked up a knock at internationals. That's what the boss said. But he played at the end of the game, just games. And I'm not trying to say you're wrong. I'm just saying he played at the end of the game. So if you're fit enough to play at the end of the game, you're fit enough to play more minutes. But I'm honestly glad that Bobby played. Dude, Bobby, Darwin, and Mo. Ooh, doesn't that sound great? I don't want to sell Bobby. I want to extend him. All right, just games here. There sure is a problem that LFC hoping it's not Pep Linder's influence reading Twitter. Are you talking about the book? Talking about the book, just games? Sorry, I can't. Let's see what else. Inglesia, this is what I was afraid of. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is what I was talking about. I'm worried that it's Dortmund all over again. But let's stay positive. Ross, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Just Game says Darwin will deliver. Just give him time. He will deliver. I agree. I think he just needs a little bit of time. It's just a tough time to be struggling to play good football. October is going to be a tough month for us. Nunez is here for the long term, so he hasn't hit the ground running. Big deal. I love Ross's optimism here because I'm not worried about Nunez. You don't just lose the ability to play football. Nunez just needs a little bit of time. Completely different league, style of football, and just nothing. It's not surrounding him like it used to be. So we got to, how is it 3-0 to City? Oh my God. It's unreal. Jesus. I don't even want to think about Holland right now. I just can't 3-0. It's unreal, dude. They're so freaking good. And, we used to be that team. And now this season, for some reason, we're not, even though we have all the same players. But I digress. Guys. Look, I appreciate everyone being here. First off, I just want to say thank you because I know the stream is laggy. So thank you, everyone who has tuned in. I really do appreciate it. I just want to leave you guys with a thought here. I don't want to torture anyone else for much longer with the laggy stream. Okay. I love this club, as I know you all do. We have been very fortunate with the success this club has had under Jurgen Klopp, and in general. For those of you, the longer fans out there, we've all been very fortunate. Some fans aren't very fortunate. We are in a time now where the team needs our support more than ever. Criticism is just fine, but we still need to support them. There should be no booing in the ground. There needs to be an atmosphere that gets behind the players, that shows them we're still wanting them to succeed. Because when players feel the support, when the manager feels the support, when they don't feel like they're losing the grip of the success that we've had, of the style of play, of the effort, they'll perform again. We just need to give them a little bit of time, a little bit of extra patience. Sure, we might not win the title this year. We're probably just playing for top 4 at this point, and that's okay. You're not going to be perfect every season. But they have to start now, and I think it starts with the fans staying behind the squad. That includes us. That's all I got, guys. That's all I got. It's upsetting. Yes, it is upsetting. I really, really wanted 3 points yesterday. But all we can do now is just keep supporting the boys. That's all we can do. That is all we can do, guys. I love you guys. Appreciate everyone being here. Keep supporting the boys. Until next time, Reds, take care.